sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then I'll see you then.
All right. Cheers.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Yep. All
Very
right.
cool.
I
Yes,
leave
for
the
sure.
chat.
How do I leave the call though? By the way.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you have to leave the call.
Yeah, me, you don't have to, but we're taking you away from Petra right
Oh, there
now.
we go.
So.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Ah,
See ya.
Umzer can join us.
All right. Shall we maybe first go back to Chichen Itza?
It depends. Who do we want to call first?
It's up to you. You're my call center agent. You're my travel agent. You're my navigator. You're my inspiration. You're my everything.
Let's add the Omar first.
All right. You have to give me
Because,
the
I will in the meantime. Wait. Add friend. All right, he's there. I'm just gonna bring him in. Bam. Add. And I will give you the coordinates. Omar, are you here?
give me the coordinates first. Maybe he'll be less shy.
What coordinates do we need again? We need
for the arc.
Trier.
Give me
For the arc.
no, not Trier. Yeah, Trier. We're done.
For the arc, we need the 255, and then 255, and then minus 5820. Okay, I can see Umzer in the call.
And he's flying around his creation already.
Yeah, but I can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yes, we can hear you now.
Great.
Very good. Very nice of you to join us. Well, I've already given your name away, so I guess I can I can call you Omar. Omar the intern, I jokingly call you. Hey man, can you tell us? Oh, first of all, Ares basically already spilled the beans when it came to the airplane in here. But how did you think of this?
There's a great website called Wikipedia. So I was looking up pictures for the build, and then I saw a picture with the plane, and it said in the description about that the guy flew a plane under it. So I was like, well,
that needs to happen.
that needs to happen. Why not? There's enough space. So it took me a while to figure out how to build a plane, but okay.
Sure, and it exactly, it just fits. By the way, I mean there's enough there's enough space, but just about.
Yeah, but if you look at the pictures from like a long time ago, it just about fit.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah,
it's so crazy. It's unbelievable to me that you actually managed to. Oh, now I'm stuck in your airplane. Wait, there we go. I'm out. It's unbelievable to me. I did not notice this is it. To me, these are the kind of things that make history so much fun. These little bits, these gemstones, quite literally, that you can find, or not literally, but almost literally that you can find. That it's like somebody flew a plane through the arc, like
illegally, because he wasn't allowed to.
Oh wait, what?
No, the story is that at the victory parade after World War One.
Yeah.
The airmen weren't allowed to fly their planes, so they had to walk. They had to walk underneath the arc and not fly through it. And they were like, "Well, we like planes, so we want to fly."
Sure.
So they like tossed a coin for who could fly under it, and then the original guy, he died, of course, because that's what happened. So this guy did it.
Wow. And did he get locked up after that, or what? Were they like?
No, I think he like
naughty?
got nah. I'm not really sure. I need to
slap on the
check
wrist.
that, but I think he was like reprimanded, like, don't ever do that again, please.
If we could never do this again, that would be great.
This was your last warning.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And so, tell me, why did you decide to make this thing?
Well, I just finished the Ghent building, and I was like, well, I want to build something else. And I was like, well, what's nearby? What do I know? Landmarks that I could build. And then I was like, well, the Arc of Triumph, it's big. It's kind of squarish, which makes Minecraft easy.
That's true.
And it was a manageable build because it's a 1-to-1 now, but it's like not too bad to build. It's not like
this is a 1-to-1 build, huh? Yeah. This is That's nice, actually.
But it looks kind of weird because of the FOV in Minecraft. It looks way taller than it should be, but it's exactly $50 high.
Okay.
Where
Yeah,
did you think
it's
the idea?
weird, right? Why does it sometimes happen in Minecraft? I wonder. That's stuff that you build to scale actually doesn't end up looking.
Yeah, it's also down to the video resolution of your screen, I guess.
Yeah, I
Probably.
guess that's
But if you like look at it from a right, and it's also because I haven't done the top part yet correctly, and I think there's some building stuff going on which makes it look more wide than it actually is, like when in real life, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Nice though. Very nice. Very nice build indeed. So when I also quickly go back to to Ghent basically because I was wondering how you. I'll follow you.
Which way is it?
that way, right? Oh, geez, I follow you. I said, but you fly like.
Flew the wrong way. You should go
Of course, you flew the wrong way. That's what we do. That's what we do.
That's not too far, luckily. Should be somewhere.
This is
North.
the
Yeah,
coast.
this is the sea, the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be.
Close-ish. Close-ish. So this
Yeah, this is
the border.
This is the border.
Yeah. Let me see.
And it
I
is
feel-
a building. Oh, yeah. There's some llamas. Yeah, beginning. Yeah, there we are.
That's the
Hey,
llamas.
you know you're there when you see the llamas.
Exactly. Exactly. So, can you tell why did you decide to make this build?
Just by random. I was actually wanted to build something in the Netherlands, but then the guys at the Leiden thing, I was like, well, it's really close. If I build a castle here, it's like, well, we'll probably get in each other's way.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, what landmarks can I remember of Belgium? And I was like, well, I remember the Belfort of Ghent, the Belfort of Ghent. So I was like, well, let's look how that looks. And then I was like, well, I can build that-ish.
Nice. So, as always, lack of space in the Netherlands leads people to do
Yeah.
other great stuff.
like I live in Utrecht, so I was like, well, maybe I can build something from Utrecht. But then I looked like it's all river. I was like, well,
Yeah. No, for sure. It's kind of hard. That's. I mean, we had to make some sort of thing. I mean, clearly we didn't want to go for a 1-to-1 scale of the world, map of the
No.
world, because that would have
That
crashed.
has been a bit intense.
This
I
this
think.
rendering this map from World Painter already took 2.5 hours actually in the end, and on a very fast rig. So yeah. Although I have to say we have a supercomputer at Leiden, or actually not a supercomputer. It's a high performance computer, and probably we could make it run a 1-to-1 map of the world at some point
That
in
would be,
Minecraft.
that would be quite something.
I think if I try to do that, I don't think I'm allowed to have any high performance computing time on that ever again. But I could just do it once.
just
Yeah,
once.
Just
Yeah.
1
once.
hour.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm not sure if there is anything that can actually host this with such a huge map.
I mean,
Or maybe there's.
I mean, basically, Google Maps is basically just what it is, and then I think it should be possible. The thing is more that it's there's not really any PC that will very easily allow you to upload something like that to.
Yeah.
And
no,
the thing is,
definitely.
most Minecraft servers they don't really care about how much you upload in terms of gigabytes of the size of the map. So you could try it.
Okay.
You can try.
You could try, but very cool, man. So Aris already gave us some historical tidbits about this particular belfry, the Belfort. What can you? I mean, you've already given us a historical gem with the plane and the Arc de Triomphe. Is there any something remotely similar? Why is there a panda in there, for example? Is that historical?
No, that was I think Sateja was spawning in, or someone was spawning in the llamas last stream.
Okay.
Like, please don't spawn llamas inside the Belfry. They're not historical. And I was like, not going to kill them. So yeah, they're still
But
in there.
you left one panda to its own devices in there. Very good.
Yeah, he wouldn't move, so I was like, well,
Yeah, exactly. He kind of seems like
you
he
can
wants to.
stay there.
Yeah, you can stay there. He can be the chaplain of the belfry.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, very cool, very cool. You have any ideas for further builds? I mean, you're also very busy with interning for value, right?
Of course.
But in between all the review writing and bulletin editing and general wheeling and dealing for value, planning any other builds?
Not that I can think of, actually. I'm still finishing the arc, and then I'll probably find something else to build, but I'm not sure yet what. But
Very
I
cool.
think I'll go bigger this time again. So this one was small, and then the Arctidrome was a little bit bigger, but I built that quite fast. So perhaps something bigger and
Nice.
more complicated.
Nice.
I mean, go big or go home, right?
Go big or
Exactly.
go home for sure. Right. Cool. Thanks, Omar, for joining us. We're gonna go
Glad
on
to join.
to Chichen Itza, right, Aris?
Yes, we're going to Chichen Itza. Yes.
Very cool.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, to Chichen Itza. As we said, are you ready to get? You should have the coordinates. still
I
in
have the
your,
coordinates. I think it's
Alright.
probably just one.
It's the minus 10,000.
Yes. There we are. Whee! I'm gonna land on top of the. Yes, did it! I did it! And there he is,
Nice.
the awesome Zeus. Should have been the awesome Huitzilopochtli or something like that, but whatever.
Hey, it is what it is.
The awesome Maya god A or something like that. Is the awesome Zeus already returned from?
I
Oh,
am
look
not
at this, by the way. There's the jungle has been edited
This
in.
is what I love. This jungle in the back. It's like it's so well done.
It's so well done because, of course, in reality, it's also very much there.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's find a good view of you know what? Let's just look at it in Google Earth. Why not? Boom. Where's the satellite? Where's the satellite view? Come on, give it to me. No, I just want to see this in maps, my friend. Just bring me there in maps. Ah, there we go. Oh. So here we're looking at the archaeological site and Maya city of Chichen Itza.
Yes.
Chichen Itza is one of the most famous Mayan sites, but it is, if I remember correctly, and this has been a while, it is actually a post-classic Maya site. So I should know all this because I kind of have my master in the what is it? Society and religion of actually it's called Indian America. Kind of wonky. So I probably should know a little bit about Chichen Itza, but I just know that it's a post-colonial site. I know that my mom has visited this one.
Oh wow.
Absolutely loved it.
Intense.
And I've never been. I've learned a lot about Mesoamerica and all sorts of stuff, but I've never actually been to Mesoamerica.
So this is nowadays located to Mexico, right?
Yeah, it is definitely in Mexico. It is on the Yucatan in the north of it.
In Yucatan, exactly.
So sorry, this is the rest of Mexico. A couple of weeks ago, we were over here, Aris, playing Aztez. Exactly. Not over here in real life, but over here in a game called Aztez in digital life.
Which is the best kind of life.
So one of the other things that is very cool about Chichen Itza is actually the sacred cenote. And that I do know there has been a lot of cool archaeological stuff found, well, archaeological, like artifacts found in the cenote because it was used for all sorts of sacrifices in terms of throwing objects in there, and it has all been, well, not all, but a lot of it has been recovered from it, yeah. And there's a lot of cool stuff coming from there. And of course, what we're looking at in Minecraft is El Castillo, which basically, well, it's the castle is a Maya shape, Maya temple in the shape of a pyramid. It says here in Google, which is
it's a step pyramid, right?
Exactly, it's a step pyramid. Yes, for sure. It's a ziggurat, basically.
No.
Just kidding. But here you can
know what grinds my gears.
Yes, that does grind your gear. I know.
Yeah.
So here we can actually see this the temple in the reels, and you can see that actually there's a lot of jungle forest around this.
Exactly.
So this is one of those things that definitely wasn't there in olden times, in ye olden times,
Mhm.
because these were basically quite big cities. These were all big city-states or larger conglomerations of city-states. And, you know, when a lot of people live together, trees tend to not be there anymore. So over time, of course, as these cities were largely abandoned, often, sometimes before colonization, the whole idea of the Maya collapse, the Maya disappearing, absolute bullshit. There's a lot of Maya still living in
Mhm.
and actually Mayan is not even a good term, is because Mayan is more like a language family. So there's lots of different languages within that. Basically, there's a lot of indigenous people living in Mexico today that are identifying as some form of Maya. So they're still very much there, but a lot of their sites actually did end up disappearing or being swallowed by the jungle. So that sometimes, you know, you still see these sensational like Google Google News feed thingies coming up like ancient city has been found in Mexico, and sometimes that's actually the case that we didn't really archaeologists didn't really know that the city was still there in the jungle, and of course local inhabitants of the region did know about it because they lived there, and
Of
then
course.
all of a sudden if you just cut away a lot of jungle, then you can
You can actually see.
see stuff like this. Well, this is a very, very dramatic example of it. but,
Erki says that her sister visited a few weeks ago.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
nice.
Nice. Is the Awesome Zeus able to join us? If not, then absolutely fine as well. Of course, there's no reason to.
I'm not sure. I'm confused on who is who on the Discord because people tend to have.
Who's who in the Discord is that I actually
don't think
he
so.
actually talked to me a couple of ways back that he actually said when I was asking who was who, and that he was the Awesome Zeus, I think.
I don't see. Yes.
Oh, we're just being a bunch of Muppets with
be.
this. Ooh, by the way, this is a pretty nice.
Oh,
nice.
this is really nice.
Very nice.
Actually, this is awesome.
Large chest. Oops.
Oh, this is very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Yeah. No, don't place blocks on it.
No, I accidentally did that just now. Oh, look,
And the
another
scarf.
bell.
People have been putting a lot of bells.
Yeah, exactly. Why can I not ring the bell? Well, for some reason I cannot ring the bell.
But there's another build accompanying this build, actually.
Oh, actually, you've been frozen, Ares, somehow in my OBS. Let me actually.
Oh, am I now?
Oh, not anymore. Not anymore.
All right. So there's another attached to it. If you get out.
All right, I'm gonna get out. Show me the way.
There is the Mesoamerican ball game court.
Close by.
Yeah, on your left. Yeah, a little bit to the right, I think. There we go.
There we are. Yes, very nice indeed. So this is indeed a ball court, which is very interesting because you think like, wait a minute, why is it T-shaped? But archaeologically, these ball courts were all T-shaped, and we have a pretty good inclination or indication of the game that was actually played there. Because, for example, we know that it was actually played with a ball. We know that it was supposed to be about scoring.
Oh, wait. Max is the Awesome Zeus. Now I figured. Now everything
makes sense.
Place. Yeah.
Everything. All right. If you can get Max in here, that's absolutely fine. Because he can explain a lot more about this ball court than I would be able to. Because I'm rusty, my friend. My Mesoamerican archaeology is rusty.
I mean, we've been thinking about running a Mesoamerican ball game in Leiden, right?
Yeah, for sure. And actually, there's been quite a few people in Leiden who have actually studied the pelota, which is or pelota mixteca, which is the Mixtec variant of this Mesoamerican ball game, which was basically played across all of this part of the world in slightly different ways, but at the same time, some of the same basic rules were all there. But this very large court. But you're not responding on Discord, exactly. Respond!
Exactly.
We want to talk to you. We don't have to talk to you, but we want to talk to you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, he wants to join. All right. Accept
Right.
me.
Make it happen.
And bam. I'm gonna make this happen. Come on, Max.
Come on, my friend.
Where can I see that? Well, you must have a friend request.
He's just ignoring you, Aris. He's like, no,
No,
man.
he's responding, but in Discord.
Yeah, but he's just saying like, no. This guy
Having a ball court behind the faculty would be really awesome. Yeah, exactly. I know, right? I mean, we have the
This
sports center.
needs
We
to
might
happen.
as well.
this just needs
Okay.
to happen. There needs
Let's
to
get
be
the
a ball
one and
court
only Max.
in
Bam.
Leiden. All right, one and only. Well,
One and only.
he's probably not the one and only Max, but he's certainly one of them for sure. Hey, Max.
Hello.
Hey, thank you. You're actually live with your face as well.
Yes?
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
You don't have to be, by the way, if you don't want to, but you are.
Oh, okay, then I don't do.
Boom, there you go. So, all right, Max, you can still hear us now, right? You haven't
Yes,
completely
yes.
you haven't completely muffled everything. No, cool. So tell me a little bit about the build that we're looking at right now, because I was already trying to explain people, but you probably can explain this a lot better.
Yeah, this is a ball court. I've been once to Chichen Itza and it was really amazing and so magnificent, so impressive, so big. And I don't know much about the ball game, but you were not allowed to touch it with your hands and with your feet, I guess.
Yeah, you're supposed to play the ball with your hip, which kind of always. So I also don't know. I've never really seen the ball game in action, in real life in action. I've seen some video footage of it, and sometimes it does seem that they're actually using like parts of it, because of course at a certain point the ball's on the floor, and you kind of need to do something with it, right? So, but you're not supposed to score without with your feet or your hands or whatever. You're only supposed to use your hips and maybe your elbows to score, and scoring would take place with these, well, a bit like basketball, right? Through these hoops. And probably, as you also know, as the idea behind it was, or at least the popular idea behind it was, that the losing team would get sacrificed, right? Which is
So you
Yeah.
really want to win?
Yeah, you
definitely-
really have to. You kind of have to.
for sure. It's a little bit more at stake than just a cup or
Yeah.
some glory. But I
It
mean,
is your life.
yeah. So this is one of those things that I don't think clearly not every single ball game that was played for life and death, but because that would have left I think a little too few people that would actually be able to play this game, because it was really something for pros, a very difficult sport to play. But it could very well be, and I think there's even the origin narrative, right, from Hunabu and Xbalanque, that talks about these two brothers. I think they're twins, right?
Yeah, the twin brothers.
The twin brothers, exactly. Yeah, for me, it's been a long time. This is like 2006 or 7 that I last heard this story. But they actually go to the underworld, right? And they play a ball game with the god of death. And I mean, this is on the Popol Vuh, the Maya sort of book of origin narratives, and they lose, I think, and the god of death just basically kills them, and then their heads and bodies grow from a tree that actually grows from the place where their bodies are buried, if I remember correctly. Probably have some details wrong here, but that's definitely an example of a ball game where the losers were sacrificed to the god of death, no less. But very cool. So when were you in Chichen Itza?
When a couple of years before I started studying archaeology at Leiden.
Oh, okay. And was this one of the things that made you want to study archaeology?
Yeah. I'm really interested in the Maya civilizations, and before I want to start archaeology, my parents made a couple of trips to all kinds of different countries and look at the monuments, and
Nice.
I really liked it.
It's a good way to start your archaeological career is by actually visiting the places in the real and seeing where you in the end get a lot of lectures about. So are you now in what year are you now at the moment? Second years, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm second years. Yeah.
So have you? I mean, were you supposed to go on fieldwork this summer?
I will go on a fieldwork via the University of Amsterdam to Greece.
Oh, to Greece. Okay.
Nice. Where are
To
you going?
Halos.
Ah, nice.
Okay.
From how was Mr. Stisi, I guess that was his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Cool stuff.
that's not happening anymore, right?
I really don't know. He
Yeah.
did not contact us yet, but I don't think it's. I'm going to the Greece.
No.
But it would have been awesome.
It would have been awesome, and I'm sure. So one of the good things about archaeology is that it has been there for a long time already, and unless there's some crisis that will, in terms of the removal of archaeology from the ground, that's gonna like a building project or something like that, it's still the site that you were gonna visit, is probably still going to be there next year. So so in that sense, this archaeology can wait a year, but at the same time, I remember what it was like in my second year, and after a whole year of classes, in my case they were all offline, of course, you really do want to go get out into the field.
Yes, I really do want to.
But I hope that at least being able to build some amazing stuff in Minecraft will help a little bit with at least the fact that you have to stay inside now most of the time.
Yeah, you can design it a little bit yourself. I did with the ball court, the buildings on top of it, and
It's very nice actually.
Yeah, very nice, very monumental for sure. How long were you busy with the Chichen Itza build?
Designing, and I went to Google Earth and took measurements of the length and width and height, and it took building me, I think, 4 hours.
Okay, whoa, I have to say, we when we make Minecraft builds, right, Aris, we have 6 hours for them most of the time.
Yeah.
And we don't get to build stuff that is quite as monumental often, but that's because we play with a lot of kids often that we have to help, and sometimes it's the first time that they're playing Minecraft. I mean, we've done some nice stuff in the space of a day, like a forum, and last time in Tilburg a whole castle, but nothing quite as elaborate as this one for sure. So very neat. Have you been playing Minecraft for a long time already?
Not as much. Only with friends when I was in primary school, and after that a couple of days ago.
When you were in now, you make me feel old, my friend. You were playing Minecraft in primary school.
I'm so sorry.
That did hurt a little bit. That was a little bit painful.
But
I'm a little bit young.
I know that's absolutely fine, of course, because it's also, of course, a testament to the fact that Minecraft is itself already a very old game. And,
but also such an enduring game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's still there. And one of the cool things is that there's still people active, making all sorts of cool builds and keeping up the mods and making sure that you can run servers. Yeah. And it's a very impressive thing just in general. And what I also really like about Minecraft is that it's in a way it's like learning how to ride a bicycle. If you've done it a lot and you're sort of proficient at it, you know, you get on it and you immediately start having these creative ideas bubble to the top and just like, oh yeah, that's how to do stairs and that's how to, you know, how to make this look a bit nicer and that. So and I understand you've had a bit of help from the Red Clog.
Yes. The Red Clock helped me with the forest, and
With the
then
forest.
I used World Edit to copy paste, and
Nice.
rotate.
Nice.
But one very interesting fact
Alright.
is at the building of El Castillo.
Mhm.
I made a little snake head, if you can notice or maybe you see it.
It is.
And it is only one day in of the year that when you are at the site, the archaeological site, that you can see shadow, and then it looks like with the stairs, the snake, the serpent, is going down to earth.
Oh.
wow.
But I don't really know much about the background, but I know that you will see a serpent coming to the ground. And
Nice.
I thought the serpent was also important with the Maya culture.
Yes, for sure. The feathered serpent, which is well, there's it also has a Nahuatl name, but I forgot now. It actually is a Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, it's that's it. The feathered serpent is a very mythologically important creature. It has to do with all sorts of things, including with transference from the realm of well, the earthly to the realm of the gods and the ancestors. And there's a lot of different narratives about feathered serpents, and serpents in general were an important part of the ritual calendar and the ritual world of the Maya. So definitely, I've never heard of the fact that you can actually like that it has shadows working with it. That's kind of cool. That's a new fact to me. Of course, that doesn't really work out in Minecraft so nicely. even if we would
Unfortunately.
even if we would change the time to and the setting of the sun, probably still wouldn't be able to look like it was actually going down to Earth. But pretty cool. Oh, I see that somebody's having fun with World Edit right
Yes,
now.
clearly.
So very cool build. Are you planning any other builds still? Are you gonna finish the ball court?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the ball court and maybe some decoration at this temple. And there's also a temple of 1,000 warriors. I don't know if you know, but it's normally standing at the back where I'm heading now of the building.
Yeah.
However, I don't have much space because I'm reaching the ocean. So I'm guessing I will put it on this one of the sides.
Yeah, exactly. So the Temple of the Warriors with 1,000 columns. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, so you're actually reaching the ocean because you're of course in the north of Yucatan, and then well, it's not the ocean you're reaching actually. It's the Gulf of Mexico, or maybe the Caribbean Sea, but close enough to the ocean anyway. But anyway, very cool. So that's another very nice feature of this archaeological site for the Temple of the Warriors. So cool. Looking forward to see what else you will build. And thank you for joining us and having fun with this and explaining a little bit about what you've been doing.
It was a great pleasure.
All right. Stay healthy. Stay happy.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right.
All right, my friend. All right.
Let's see.
You're back in full view again, Aris.
I'm back in full view.
All right. So...
So we've done the Belfort, we've done the Basilica, we've done Burgt, the Arc of Triumph, the Castillo. I say we go to the Great Serpent Mound.
The Great Serpent Mound. All right.
Yeah, somebody actually made the Great Serpent Mound, which I find amazing.
Tell me.
Okay, so it's minus 9,892.
892.
The height.
Yeah.
And then minus 4,700.
And this is the way to see the Great Serpent Mound from space archaeology.
space archaeology.
Pray tell, where are we?
Okay.
Okay,
So
he
we-
says. Okay.
Okay. So we are
Sit
in
back.
Ohio. Close to a city called Peebles. And we are looking at an effigy mound.
Just a
which
moment,
mean-
Aris. I'm being. There's my presence is requested live as well.
Oh, your prisoner. But I can't control the. Go ahead. So I will keep talking about this. So we're looking at the Great Serpent Mound, which is about 400 meters long, prehistoric effigy mound. But an effigy mound is, of course, sort of a mound that is stylized after an animal.
Yeah, it's a giant a bit of earthworks, and
Yes.
Can you tell me a bit about the society and the culture that made this thing, or did you already tell our viewers that while I was?
No, I did not. I'm gonna be Wikigratz for this because, of course, I don't particularly know my North American.
It's interesting, right? That in terms of North American archaeology, we get so little of that.
Yeah,
At Leiden, just in Europe. Well, there's so many fascinating sites in Northern America, and we get very little of that.
It's unfortunate that my good friend Lewis Borg is not in Leiden anymore, because she could have told us a lot
about the archaeology of this. But is this because I also know relatively little about this, or relatively nothing about this. Is it Hopewellian? Is it the Hopewellian culture? Or
so I will read from Wikipedia because that is my
that is what you do. That is
yes. Archaeologists are still debating the origin of the Serpent Mound. The mound contains no artifacts and no burials that would help establish the age of the mound. The two leading theories are that the mound was built by either the Adena culture, from 800, which the Adena culture dates to 800 BC to 100 AD, and the expectation would be that it would be constructed around 320 BC, or it would have been constructed by the fourth ancient culture between 1000, somewhere in the beginning of the 1000 AD. So that is like wildly different. Apparently, the 2017 article, Radiocarbon Dates Reveal Serpent Mound is more than 2000 years old, is the title of the paper, argues for a construction by the Adena culture circa 320 BC. So it's not very clear.
For something that is quite that old, it's still,
or not. Maybe it's not that old.
No, exactly. But if it's BC,
if it is BC,
there's still a lot left of it in terms of. I mean, of course, they've nicely cleaned it up. I'm also looking at it right now in the browser, but it's very much intact still.
Yeah.
So, because you'd expect a bit more erosion going on or some flood events, because there's actually a creek next to it. So if the creek ever floods, you'd kind of see more just spitballing here. You think there's more sedimentation of the actual thing. So I wonder how much touching up has been done of this archaeology.
So apparently there was this was excavated in the end of the 19th century when an archaeologist called Frederick Ward Putnam, who studied Ohio mounds, visited the area and realized that a lot of these were being destroyed by development and plowing and agriculture and other activities. So it says here Putnam raised funds to purchase 60 acres at the Serpent Mound site for preservation. The purchase also contained 3 conical mounds, a village site, and a burial place. And it's now listed as a Great Wonder of the Ancient World by the National Geographic magazine.
Interesting that there's a village site there, but supposedly no artifacts.
So from the village site, there are some small artifacts, apparently, or at least they are exhibited there. But I don't know their relation to the actual.
Interesting, but it's one of those things that it's one of those interesting bits of world culture that, or quite large bits of world culture that is swimming there in the back of my mind of having heard about. And
Yeah.
that's what I like in terms of this project that we're doing, is just bringing a lot of people together
Yeah.
and being surprised by like what students from archaeology or just people in general come up with, right? In terms of cool stuff to build in Minecraft.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel bad because I haven't really built anything myself yet.
We've progressed a bit in the Knossos.
You're very kind to say we, but I've basically just stood around and raised a couple of walls, right? That's it. That's it.
But I have to say that this serpent mouth is so well made. Like if you look at the actual pictures,
Yeah,
of
for
the
sure.
highlight,
For
it's
sure.
so
Yeah.
spot on. So the twisty tail and like the top of the head that opens up a little bit before the head and everything.
Yeah.
It's like it's all there in the build in Minecraft. It's all there. So
Yeah, no, for
very
sure. It is.
impressive.
It is very. Yeah, that's clearly that they have been looking quite carefully at what this thing is like in real life. Very cool. And it's one of the cool things about earthworks like this as well is, of course, that think of the people originally constructing this, right?
Mhm.
You must have quite literally, well, not literally, a helicopter view because they didn't have any helicopters. But
Mhm.
honestly, I have a problem sometimes sort of understanding the perspective in my own house
Yeah.
of where things are. And think if you have the mind, the brilliance to actually make something that is supposed to be seen from like the air,
Yeah.
and then it works by making it from the ground, because that's of course the thing with Minecraft. You can just be, I mean, not trying to disparage the person that actually who actually built this, by the way. Do we know?
I can't remember.
Oh wait,
I need to be
there's a little
keeping
sign. There's a
tabs.
little sign. Let's see if
There
it's
should be a
signed
sign, right?
by Tomato 999.
Ah, Tomato 999, of course. Who is also should be in there. Tomato, do you want to join the call? Let's see. Let me
All right, sure.
add them at Discord.
So, but one of the things that I think is, I mean, this is of course not the only example of earthworks or sort of high. There's probably a technical term for this, but stuff that you're supposed to see from high up. The Nazca lines are, of course, a
Yeah.
famous example. And the thing that people always, well, not people always, but a lot of people end up doing with these things is attributing them to aliens, right?
Yeah, a very common.
Because the thinking goes, if you want to enjoy this thing, you have to look at it from up high. There was no possibility for people in the past to go up high because we weren't flying.
Yeah.
So this must have been people from outside that have either built it or they must have built it for people from outside. And
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about grinding gears again.
Yes.
What do you think about people that are proposing such hypotheses? Let's call them very kindly hypotheses.
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yes, give your honest opinion.
I
Kids
think-
at home, please cover your ears.
Okay. I think it's a horse load of fucking bullshit.
Yes, it is.
This is my honest opinion. Actually, I will be teaching about this
About
next month.
pseudo archaeology, right? That's the
I
word.
will
That's
be.
it's basically that's the academic word for what is a fucking bunch of horseshit.
Yes.
And I
Roman
mean,
still says that talking about the History Channel. Yeah, very much.
yes.
Big part of it, unfortunately. Something that, at least in my youth, I always thought of the History Channel as if, like, you know, it had all these documentaries and was so impressive.
The History
And-
Channel was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So great, so nice. And then it became, I don't know what it became. I don't even have a word for it. I basically I break out in hives if I accidentally like hit that button on my TV remote. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, as long as they keep with like Alaskan gold diggers or like loot wars and or whatever you call it, like
Yeah.
what do you call it? That people bring pawn wars or whatever, pawn stars, that sort of stuff. That's fine. And then they hit history, and it's always about frigging aliens. You actually supposed that we were going to play a game from the History Channel, right? Called Ancient.
Yeah. So the idea was that we would play the Ancient Aliens, and then you played it, right?
I
And you
played
said
it,
that
and it was
it's,
just it was literally the worst game that I've played in the last 4 or 5 years, probably. And I've played those horrible clicker games. You remember?
Yes.
So
Yes.
no, we're not playing that game, and we're not gonna be standing still too long with pseudo archaeology, because clearly this is made by people for people. Well, not necessarily for people, for ancestors or for gods or whatever, but definitely by people. But people that were just a ton more brilliant than all those bullshitters that think pseudo archaeology is a thing to take serious will ever be. So stick that up wherever you wanna stick it up, and let's if Tomato can join us, I guess he cannot.
No, unfortunately not.
Then let's hit one more build, or do you want to see
So
want to
we
go to
don't have that.
Knossos?
We don't have that many builds left. So we have, I think, 1, 2, 3 more builds and Knossos. So we can quickly do them all, I think.
All right, quickly.
All right. So first, let's do Norba in Italy.
All right.
1,555, 255, and minus 4,991.
Minus 4,000. Come again?
991.
I wonder if I'm at the right spot. Oh yes, yes I am.
All right.
All right.
So you are.
I am
in Norba, which is an ancient town in Latium in Italy.
I mean, what do you mean ancient? It's been colonized as well.
Clearly, that's been colonized as well.
All right.
Look at this llama on top of the Dutch flag.
I like it. I think it's a statement by the llama. I think it's having a little bit of a.
Yeah. What is the? Oh yeah.
It also says gekoloniseerd.
I see. So apparently Norba was a member of the Latin League of 499 BC, which later became a Roman colony.
All right. I know very little of this little temple over here, but it looks.
I was actually not aware of the existence of this city.
All right, I'm gonna try and find this real quick on Google Earth, because why not? Temple of Juno, Norba. All right, no Temple of Yuba and Norba, Italy.
No, Juno. Yeah.
It's Norma. I don't see Norba.
No, it is. Well, yeah, the city now, it's 1 mile northwest of the modern town of Norma, so it's quite close to the city of Norma.
Norma, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Roman still says they were there last year.
All right. So is there actually, the temple is not standing anymore, I'm gonna guess.
Let's see. The main gates, blah blah blah, within the remains of several buildings, including the foundations podia of 2 temples, one dedicated to Juno Lucina, have been examined. So I'm guessing we're looking at the reconstruction of the podium of the temple.
I guess so. So it's Norma Lazio.
Yeah.
Okay. In Italy, which of course, oh man, I get a bit sad thinking about Italy right now and all the people there that are having themselves struggling with their health, or having so many loved ones struggling with their health.
Yeah.
All right.
It is. It really is devastating.
It really is devastating. It's very much the worst case scenario for what this virus can do to people and can do to an entire society. And let's all make sure that we listen to the pleas from people in Italy that are telling us to take this thing absolutely serious and not kid around with it. So no parties in downstairs from Aris. No going to the beach. Please, stay away from each other in the supermarkets and just let's ride this one out for a bit.
Yeah.
All right, but it's going back to something. Oh, there's something to smile about. There actually seems like this temple has a little.
Yeah,
smiley
that seems
face.
like it's actually a smiley face I showed, and I it was amazing.
Yeah, very
It was
cool.
actually really well done.
Very nicely done.
Yeah.
And I also like the interior of this temple, which is actually probably, I think, in terms of Minecraft mysteries, it's one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. It's a very mysterious kind of atmosphere, right? With this-
and it's this pig that is ready to be sacrificed, I guess.
Man, I was here with Hannah yesterday. I was showing her around, and I just walked in, and she was sitting on my lap, and she just absolutely jumped like when she saw the pig, like because she didn't. It was dark, and all of a sudden this pig was moving, and she's like, "Oh, papa, ik moest wel een beetje schrikken." And you're like, "Yeah." For sure. I understand that because I wasn't expecting this pig ready to be slaughtered. Poor piggy.
Yes,
I kind of want to set him
piggy.
free. But
No.
no, you're part of the scenery, my friend.
You have to stay there.
You have to stay there. It is very nicely done, of course, with the redstone. The redstone gives this much more eerie light in Minecraft.
Exactly, yeah.
And very, very nice. Very well played with atmosphere in this little temple. Very, very.
Also at the top there you can see a bit of the torches again and everything, and it's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Very nicely
All right.
done indeed. All right, quickly. Shoot me another one.
Minus 209,
209.
and then the height, and then minus 6,128.
6,128. All right. There we go. What's here then? Oh, there it is. Very cool. Very cool. This is a build by the Red Clog.
Yes.
Not an archaeologist. Oh, I like it. There's in a couple of languages. Pierrehenge. Steenhenge. Very good. In Russian, it's this. I learned something today.
Today I learned.
But the Red Clog, who asks not to be identified on the stream, but is very well known to me, is not an archaeologist, but is definitely a Minecraft expert. Has been helping us out during our events a couple of times already.
Absolutely.
Helping with the academy building in Leiden when we were doing 444, the 444-year celebration of our university last year, and a long time back now, building a ziggurat in Nineveh.
Oh, that was a
crazy day. That was, but that was, the rest of the kids were building the palace. With all that, oh man, we have to revisit the palace at some time because it's like a psychedelic space, that thing.
Yeah.
But very cool. So of course we're here in Stonehenge, Steenhenge.
Yeah.
And very, very, very cool. Without divulging too much information, I do know that the Red Clog's family has a good bond with this particular place. It is quite close to where their parents grew up, and they've been actually not the Red Clog himself, but they've been actually celebrating solstice and things like that when it was still, well, actually it's still allowed now, but and they were protesting the closure of Stonehenge from the general public when it was actually being closed. So very cool. Clearly a build from sort of own heritage sensibilities and family heritage. They're very, very, very cool. Very nicely done. All right.
Okay, last but not least,
All right.
very close by.
Oh, very close by. Shall we fly there?
We have the Hadrian's Wall.
Oh, yes. Okay. So not that close by, because this is, of course, the south of England.
Yes,
and
we
then
have to
we're
fly
going to go
north,
to north. There it is. All right, let's go. I was very happy when I saw this build. I was like, yes, of course, this is something that you're going to be building. We're flying towards Hadrian's Wall, which is this thing that I've always wanted to build.
Yeah.
And actually, I've always wanted to walk the extents of it, because there's still huge stretches of Hadrian's Wall that are still visible in England's and Scotland. I think it's completely within England nowadays, but
No, I think it's completely within England. Yeah.
in England's landscape nowadays. And this is very nice. So this is an actual.
And it actually stretches, I think, from one corner to the other as it should.
Exactly.
Right?
It stretches from, I want to say, I'm going to look it up right now, but it stretches from two English cities, Liverpool to Hull? No, I forgot now. But it actually stretches the entirety of the island. So that part of the island is what we now refer to as England. And actually, this little part of it is now also what we refer to as England. But this is basically the north, including large parts of Scotland, of course. So here we're actually flying into Scotland right now. This is Edinburgh. And then over here we have Glasgow, I should say.
Yeah.
And this is Hadrian's Wall, which Hadrian's Wall was built in the narrowest part of one of the narrowest parts of the island, to basically protect the northern extents of the Roman Empire. It was part of the Roman limes, and we are very familiar with those, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very familiar with those.
Very familiar, just not on the English part of it, but on the Dutch part of it.
Yeah.
And in fact, this was the only part of the limes, or not necessarily the only, because who knows, the limes was so large. But the rest of the limes was not a wall, right? As we know from playing a lot of Minecraft.
No.
But the rest of the limes was just basically a lot of forts, and then watchtowers in between, and a road connecting those.
Yeah, the road was the important border part.
Exactly.
And then a lot of patrols going on the road, and a lot of towers.
Yeah, but that wasn't enough to defend from the Picts, so the people living in the northern part of this island, and that's why they actually built an actual wall, which of course is also the inspiration, not for the orange leader in chief, the tangerine bastards plan for a wall in Mexico, because that's gonna fail, and you can't bridge an entire continent with a wall. That's just never gonna happen. But it has been the inspiration for another popular wall, and that's of course the wall in the works of fantasy by George R.R. Martin, the world of Westeros. Game of Thrones is a series, or A Song of Ice and Fire. The wall is also quite literally, in this case, this construction of ice.
Yeah.
That basically seals off the south from the northern wastes, and that's very much also, of course, what has happened here. It wasn't very, as far as I know, it wasn't very effective.
There was a follow-up wall that was constructed a bit later.
Antonine Wall.
A little bit to the north.
Yes, somewhere over here, if I recall correct. A little bit, actually, probably over here. Yeah, that's not in there.
No.
So they decided they needed a bit more of Scotland. Who knows what these Romans were thinking? Probably it was just a prestige project for Antonine. For Anthony, I mean. But yeah, very cool, very cool. This is, of course, the thing that you can do when you're building 1 to 1000.
Yeah, but you can actually build it, because otherwise I don't think...
That said, this has been done without world edit, so it still probably was quite the build.
Pretty impressive.
Do we know who made this? At least the Minecraft name.
There should be a sign somewhere, I think.
Give me a sign.
Give me a sign. Oh, the gates are actually sealed. Wow.
The gates are sealed. Think.
I guess from the front side of the wall.
What is the front side of a wall, Alice?
Yeah, I know, right?
Ah, there we go. What?
Very nice.
If I was a barbarian invader or other scum, I would say that I don't want to get in here. I don't want to This actually reminds me of something I heard. I haven't fact checked it, but if it's true, it's kind of crazy, right? It's the fact that IS or Daesh
Oh yeah.
has actually called back or basically called upon the members of their organization to not go to Europe because
I've actually tried to fact check this a
Yeah.
little bit because I thought there's no way,
nah,
and it's the information is a little bit conflicting. So I am not sure. I will try to fact check this a bit more.
yeah, good. So let's not necessarily propagate this, but just say
but
that it could.
It's something
There
that is
could
out
be
there.
some real world analogs, but we don't know for sure. We don't
So
want.
apparently this build was done by Bear.
Oh, by
That's
Bear.
right.
Oh, very cool. Very nicely done indeed. I like the watchtowers.
Yes, very nice.
In terms of they are very much. Let's look at Hadrian's Wall from up top. Come on. Go. All right, there we go. So this is just.
So actually, it is quite like the plan of this
Yeah.
is actually quite accurate. These turrets that were in between or at the edges.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So let's see. So this is the location of it, and then you can actually. I think I've actually visited this particular part of the of the wall because I've been here, and one of the things that I said I wanted to do for a long time already, but then kids got in the way with my friends. I wanted to do is just walk the entire extent of it because you can do that and you can sort of have lodging in pubs and stuff like that. It should be a lot of fun. So let's actually have a little look at this over here. We're standing right on top of the wall. So this is to me is unbelievably amazing. Is the fact that there's a nice little manor there. That this thing is still there in the landscape.
It is pretty amazing.
It's absolutely. That's one of the the big pities of sort of in the Netherlands is that so much of the limes is simply not visible anymore because of the river sedimentation, all just covered.
Yeah.
So it's all just archaeology, and it's just impossible to reconstruct all of it. But at the same time, there has been a lot of work in the Netherlands to make people more aware of the limes there. But this is like how much more aware of the limes can you be than this literal thing just being in the landscape. Very cool.
Yeah, than the actual thing being there.
Yeah. So, all right.
So let's go back to Knossos.
Let's go back
up.
Yes, for sure.
So we spent a good 2 hours checking out all the amazing things that people have been building.
Yes, for sure.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. If people build more during the week, we are gonna be back next Tuesday to do this again.
Absolutely.
Or otherwise, we'll be doing something else on the Tuesday. Maybe we'll be building something else or ourselves again on the Tuesday. But we're also going to be streaming again on Thursday, right, Aris?
Yeah. So the idea is that given this,
get me to Knossos first, and then we can talk about this.
Oh yeah, it's 2,977. The height, and then minus 4,229. I will be there to greet you. You could actually teleport to me.
I could have, but I'm already there now. There's the there's the anarchist flag for sure. Hello.
Which I promised.
Which you promised. Colonized by anarchists.
Yes. So
right.
That is the progress of our palace. A lot of roofing has been done. A couple new floors have been added. Some pillars on the side.
Oh yes, for sure. Oh, very nice. This is the throne room. We were there last time. You've put signage up. Very cool.
I put some signage up, and actually, if you go to the back, where it's not roofed but still under construction,
Wait, the back of so
yeah, so
the back of
behind
the throne.
the
Oh, sure.
no, behind the
With the cow.
there where I jump.
Oh,
Yes.
hello. Very cool.
And if you come in here, you can see it has it's storage rooms.
Oh, very
And then you can
nice.
go in there and you can visit one by one all the storage rooms.
Exciting. Something that I've always wanted to do is visit storage rooms.
Exactly. And then if you follow me all the way to the end,
I see how you can get a bit dizzy here.
yeah, I get a bit dizzy building this. And then from here, bam, and then all the way to here. And then we are at the monumental staircase.
Oh, the monumental staircase. Very nice.
And you can go up.
Oh, very cool.
And if you go on the left, we have this room. And you can either go out and enjoy the view.
The view of the Mediterranean.
Yeah. And then inside the room, there's a staircase that leads you up to the next floor.
Nice. So we actually know that these floors would have been here.
So we know that we definitely know there was one more floor, right? And there are a lot of reconstructions that give more than another story. So maybe a second story.
Okay.
So I took a little bit of creative liberty and thought I will add some more floors just to make it look more impressive from the outside rather than just a flat build.
Yeah.
So that is the idea.
No, it looks very nice. Very nice. I love the red pillars as well.
Yes.
And here's the Californian bear, I guess.
And we have the Californian bear, of course.
Of course.
We have been.
We have also been colonized by California.
Yes, California has claimed the site.
Very good. So.
All right. So the idea is that we will be streaming twice a week, given the circumstances. So every Tuesday we will try to stream Minecraft and show new builds or build something ourselves, and hopefully the other value member, Crying Bomb, will also join us to build something.
One of the other value members.
One of the other value members.
Yeah, for sure.
And then on Thursdays we'll be streaming again other games.
Yeah. We still have to decide what we're going to be streaming this Thursday. One of the things that I thought we could also do is actually do Twine.
We could do Twine.
We could do like a live Twine tutorial meets making a Twine story actually.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's something we could do. Maybe not for this Thursday, but maybe for the Thursday after that, because it's kind of a cool thing to learn and something that you can actually quite easily learn from just a stream like this one. And
Stellaris, there's archaeology in there now. I've actually never played Stellaris.
Ooh, that could be.
That would be quite intense. I don't think we can do Stellaris in one stream.
No, I think
we need like a series.
Yes, yeah, we would need a Stellaris series, which is something we could definitely think of. At the same time, there's maybe some other games that we could play. But
RuneScape has an actual archaeology skill soon. Yes, not. I don't think the archaeology in RuneScape is out yet, but I've been following it. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, I don't know if my RuneScape character is still alive, man. I last touched it like literally 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing a lot of a very non-archaeological game, but very relevant. I've been playing
online lecturing.
No, yes. Also online lecturing. We didn't talk about this.
All right, we can still talk about this as a final point of talking.
As a final point of talking.
As a final point of talking point. So this is the thing that actually happens when you lecture online, is all of a sudden half of your brain goes away.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
It is such a difficult thing to teach online and to have a group that also tries to follow what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because, there are so many distractions.
There are a lot of distractions. Literally, of course, like your computer is doing stuff. And also, of course, if you have, either you don't have any face-to-face interaction, so there's no webcam.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's it's kind of awkward. It's kind of weird. You don't know how people are receiving what you're actually saying. But otherwise, in contrast to what you normally get to do, is you really stare all your students in the face,
Yes.
which is not necessarily like bad, but it's just very distracting because humans'
People have
faces.
different reactions, you know. People are
Yeah.
like more expressive, less expressive. Someone else is like eating, someone is smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
And all of a
It's-
sudden you have this classroom where everybody's doing whatever, and you're like, how am I supposed to manage this, right? And so you have to mute some people because somebody makes a lot of background noise, somebody
yeah,
wants to say something, and it is all tight.
very, very distracting and tight. And I tell you, the first thing that happened on me Monday morning when I had been prepared. You and I,
Yeah.
we had been preparing this together, like exploring this Cultura live room thing,
Mhm.
like making sure that we got what it was about and what it actually was able to do, and it's kind of like there's certain drawbacks, certain good things about it. And I was like so ready to use this platform on Monday morning to just do my digital history online practical.
Yeah.
And it just there were like 15 students waiting for me there, and Jonathan Bos, who was actually the PhD sort of doing the actual practical. I was there to just help coordinate.
Mhm.
I'm the coordinator of this course, and it just absolutely crashed on me. Just
Oh,
absolutely, it was just
yeah.
and then,
Quite. Yeah.
And then all the students, of course, they were ready for this practical, and I was like, let's try Google Hangouts, and then it had a cap of 10 people. And next I'm like, oh, let's try Microsoft Teams because we're supposed to use that, and there was no way that everybody could get. Fortunately, I had all the stuff sort of online on Blackboard.
Yeah.
But it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. And I hope to God, I'm sure there's not any digital history students watching right now, but if there are, I kind of want to know if you managed to just do this because, so Jonathan Bos, who was the PhD doing the thing, he was an actual boss. He was like very cool and collected about it, and he was there for the entire 4 hours. This practical was 2 times 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get back there on Friday to do another question hour time, but it was stressful as all, man. So wasn't a good start for me when online teaching is concerned. But
yeah, no, for me it worked. For the co-teacher at this for this class, it did not. So I had to. This is a class run by 2 teachers, and I had to run the entire thing myself in a completely new platform. And talk to the other teacher in another chat just to see like why can't he join, and like it was
Crazy.
chaos.
Yeah.
So pre-record your classes. That's what I have to say.
Pre-record it for sure.
Yeah, pre-record your classes, and if you want to have a live discussion, have it. That's fine, but always pre-record the presentation bit. Always.
Yeah, I'm not doing that tomorrow though.
Huh?
No, tomorrow is gonna be tomorrow for my exploring the past and digital present course. It's going to be all just discussion. So there's no pre-recording it. We're actually gonna be playing the twines that the students created.
Oh, nice.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm gonna, after the stream is done, I'm gonna upload all the twines onto a special website, so it's all available to be played, and we're just gonna try and play through it all together.
All right.
So, I can actually see, of course. So, Sateji is actually saying that it's pretty hard to study at home as well. That's of course the flip side of it. We understand as instructors as well that it's hard. It's hard to study at home and always be at home, because part of going to an actual building is the fact that you're really quite literally in the zone. You're just there, ready to get some information. And now you're just being told to, hey, you're in your home with all these other distractions, these things that need happening, and friends and whatever, like online.
A Minecraft server.
A Minecraft server that you can. And all of a sudden, like, make sure that you set aside enough time for actually studying, or be there in this online platform that's half functioning for some sort of interactive discussion with a bunch of professors that like are completely bewildered and like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. These are tough times in terms of online teaching. But the only thing that I can say is, even if it's tough, it's still amazing that we can actually still do this. Like,
Absolutely.
think about it. Like 10 years ago, there would have been no way that we could have done this. 5 years ago, it would already have been very tough. So, what would we have done then? Would we have simply said no classes for the rest of the year? Just come back next year, and we'll finish your studies then. It's so even if it's not ideal, I think there's a lot of opportunities, and there's a lot of it to learn for us as well, right?
Yeah, Minecraft servers also exist. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people are playing Minecraft. Yeah, no, it is tough, but we'll get there. And I think within a few weeks, it will be sort of as normal as it can get with when we put some more preparation in there.
Yeah, for sure. I think, as you say, as normal as it can get. And I have lots of respect for colleagues that have been doing online courses for a long time already, and that have sort of mastered the art of online didactics, because it's a tough game to master. And
It is.
and I already know now that I want to get back to offline teaching. I mean, frick, we're doing this. We're streaming. We're not like the most offline people to begin with, but I'd much rather do my teaching offline.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So here's hoping that the world stays sane and safe and healthy, and that next year at least, because of course we're not going to be teaching offline physical again for the rest of this year, right? Until the end of May, basically the entire semester will be online.
Exactly.
So, but next semester, I'm hopeful and would be very happy to return back to business as usual. Who knows? Maybe in a week, or maybe this Thursday, we're gonna come back and like, oh, this is the way I want to be in my home for the rest of my life. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right, Aris, let's wrap this up, and let's think about
what we're gonna play.
What we're gonna play on Thursday.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And maybe have a ton of cool Twine games to play. I don't know.
Yes, we'll see.
We'll
All
see.
right.
All right, my
Thanks
friend.
everybody for
It's
tuning
been
in.
yes, exactly. Thanks, my friend. Thanks everybody else. Extra big thanks for all the people who've been building some absolutely awesome stuff.
Of course.
And of course, people that were here and what we got to call with. And thank you so much for providing us with your voices and your information.
Yes.
And it's been a blast. We will
been a blast.
see you on Thursday.
Yes. Bye.